What's up, LinkedIn? Andrew Pierce here. If you are a burning out business owner or executive or CEO, I help you to rest and regenerate without needing to stop doing business. And what I want to talk to you about today is, are you tired of being tired, but you feel like you can't stop? I think a big reason why people avoid or are fearful of admitting that they're burning out and they're tired is the fear that they'll need to stop altogether. And then there's the fear of not progressing as fast as you like. Then there's the fear of going backwards. Then there's the fear of being seen as incapable or inadequate and the shame that comes with it. So many people just hide it, don't admit it, and just keep going until they get to a point where they are burnt out and they've got no other option but to stop. Don't be one of those people. I can help you avoid that. You don't need to get to that. I can help you to rest and regenerate without needing to stop doing business. And what I want to talk to you about today is emotional pain. Now, in life, we move away from pain quicker than we move towards pleasure. Imagine that you are out camping and you're sitting in front of the open fire and there's a level of discomfort on your shins. Like, you can feel that heat. It's hot and it is uncomfortable, but it's not uncomfortable enough to make you move your chair back. Even if your buddy's behind you saying, "Hey, move your chair back here, it's awesome," you're still not motivated enough to move towards that pleasure. Then another friend comes along and chucks a couple of bits of wood on the fire and it goes up and you've got no other option but to move. The discomfort has become so high that you've got no other option, and then you move your chair back. But you only moved your chair back when you were motivated by pain to move away from it. Now, a lot of people who don't take action, which isn't you, put more pain into the future and more pain around changing than they do around staying the same. And in fact, if you're not changing, if you're not addressing burnout, you are doing that. What I meant by that is a lot of people who aren't even taking action, who aren't even producing results in their life. They're too afraid of failure. They don't do anything. Whereas you're someone who is doing and taking action. And the reason for that, if you are experiencing a lot of burnout from working big hours and taking on more that you can handle and being emotionally exhausted with responsibility and pressure, is because you've got a lot of pain behind you. Now, I've been extremely fortunate in my position that I figured out what I wanted to do when I was 24, 25, coaching. I'm 31 this year. And I was like, I found out about it on a Monday night. The Coaching Institute called them on the Tuesday, went in, signed up to their top tier program on the Wednesday, 20 grand or something like that. I was like, yep, this is me all over. Very grateful and fortunate for that. So I've had what I want to move towards. I genuinely want to move towards and do this work. I love it. And throughout this, I haven't had a girlfriend to fall back on, industry experience, or a university degree or anything like that, or a trade under my belt. I've just worked and traveled, worked whatever type jobs. And I used to think, poor me, I don't have this. But really, at the end of the day, it was my advantage. Tony Robbins talks about burning the boats and you'll continue to move forward. Well, for me, my plan B was so shit. There was so much pain around falling back. I didn't feel as if I had anything to fall back on, so it was just falling. So that the pain was so high that even though at times option A, where I didn't feel worthy of the results I wanted, there was lack of confidence, and option A seemed a bit bleak at times, it was still my best option. And I just kept moving forward. So pain for me really worked in quite a functional way in that respect. Now, what does happen for a lot of high performers and high achievers and overachievers who are experiencing burnout is pain is a big contributor to your commitment, to your discipline, to your diligence, to your results, because there's a big drive around being insignificant, being seen as someone who's soft, who's weak, who's incapable, who's inadequate, who's lazy, who's just a normal, who's just an average person. Being a business owner, being someone who is going after success and is a high achiever and a high performer, there is an element within that mentality of like, I'm not the normal person. I'm a bit above average. I can take on more. I can handle more. So there can be a lot of shame and guilt and around the shadow of being that kind of person who's just your average, who's a bit soft, who's a bit weak. And this emotional pain can drive you to prove to the world that you're not those things. And what happens is when we are running from our shadows and being driven by emotional pain, a lot of the times we engage in dysfunctional behaviors, such as working 70 hours a week, taking on a lot of emotional responsibility, saying yes when we're really already burnt out, trying to ignore burnout and just push on through, really trying to prove to the world that you're strong and then that you're tough. As a teenager, it might have been punching on or doing risky shit. As a business owner, it's working the big hours. But it's come to a point where it's got you here, but it's not going to get you there, and it's burning you out here. It's dysfunctional and it's detrimental. So a way in which to come into a more functional operating system, a functional approach or a sustainable approach moving forward, is to address these parts of yourself that feel insignificant, that are trying to get mum and dad's love and acceptance and approval by earning fuckloads of money. If you're tired of being tired and fearful of stopping, what happens is this. When you're, let's say, emotional pain of being a loser, being normal and average and soft and weak and incapable is here, and you're running from it, and you're running, and it's like, it's a distance behind me. But as you burn out and you're getting tired and you're slowing down, it's getting closer. It's like, oh, this feels more uncomfortable. So then you have a little bit of a sprint, a bit of a spurt. You can get away from it and it feels a bit more uncomfortable. Imagine you're driving in a car in Jurassic Park and T-Rex is ages behind, but then for whatever reason the car slows down, T-Rex gets closer. You're like, holy fuck, we need to get back on the gas. And that's what happens. So as you're just naturally slowing down because you've got lower energy and you're tired and you can't perform at the levels that you have in the past, you slow down and you come closer to these fears, these things that feel to be true about yourself, and you're just trying to prove to the world that they're not. So stopping and addressing burnout is just like, I'm weak, I'm incapable, I'm a loser, I'm a piece of shit, I'm normal, I'm average, I'm soft. That's what now this isn't true about you. It feels to be true about who you are, but it's not. And this is what you need to face, because this has been helping you in your life to an extent and supporting you and producing results. But it's got you to the point right now where you're fucking tired of being tired, you're low energy, and it's burning you out. If you want to continue to move forward in a functional and sustainable manner, you need to address these parts of yourself. And you can do this without stopping doing business. This is what I'm talking about, resting and regenerating without needing to stop doing business. You can do this without stopping doing business, and I can help you with this. So if you want to jump on and have a conversation, a discovery call, which is no sale, which is no pitch, unless you want it, unless you ask for it, where you can just ask me questions and get a deeper understanding of how this all works and how I do my work and what a journey together would look like, then comment below or send me a personal message, and we can go from there. Otherwise, I trust you've got some value from this video. Have an epic Friday, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care.